This is Eagle Al, and today I will be talking about Darius Slay. I believe he's under a ton of pressure this season. Also, we got to talk about UDFA. One of my favorite UDFAs is Shon Stevens, and he is working. And lastly, a linebacker I haven't talked about, Kwon Alexander. Is he a real possibility? But let's get straight into it. So before we get straight into it, I didn't want to dedicate a whole segment to this because I've been talking about Saquon for like a week straight. But Saquon is putting in the extra work, according to John Clark. And look, he posted some pictures. And while the Giants and stuff is talking about him, probably bashing his name, this and that, I like how Saquon Barkley is carrying himself. He could be going on Twitter rants and doing whatever. He's staying cool, calm, and collective about it. Because he's probably just like, you know what? I'm going to wait till the season start. Then I'm going to get at these dudes. And I get it. And shout out to the Giants. You know, they've been doing really good with some content. I ain't going to lie. Like, if I was a Giants content creator, man, I'd be going crazy because man, the Hard Knocks is really good this year. I'm not gonna lie. The Giant content is really good. They putting everything on the line. I mean, they ain't have to do the Saquon thing now. I think they're gonna go into like talking about the quarterbacks out the draft. Now, Daniel Jones probably gonna be under a lot of pressure, but I gotta give it to the Giants. COE, content over everything. So man, it's really good content. Not gonna lie to y'all, but bashing our guy Saquon, I don't like it. I don't like it, but Saquon, just keep your head down, man. The season gonna start soon. You'll be able to get at these dudes, prove them wrong about the 27-year-old and moving on, this and that. You'll get at them, trust me. All right, so let's get into the topics. Darius Slay. So yes, I seen a video of Darius Slay working, him and Mario Goodrich. And Mario Goodrich is a guy we so deep at cornerbacks. I'm forgetting about guys, but him and Mario Goodrich was in the gym getting it in. And I was just going, title like all these players are working. But I wanted to focus in on Darius Slay. Because Darius Slay is in an interesting position. I believe he never been put in his career, even with the Detroit Lions. That I won't say he's on a roster bubble. Hell no. Like, not at all. Darius Slay, even if we don't want him anymore, we could trade him and we'd get some value out of him. But what I'm saying is, right now, I think he's under a ton of pressure because if Darius Slay, if he want to be an Eagle, and I believe he wants to be an Eagle, is that if he shows any signs of slowing down during training camp, Vic Fangio will probably go to Howie like, yo, we should try to trade him now. And the reason why is because he got Kwon behind him, got Cooper DeJean behind him, basically got Isaiah Rodgers behind him. You got Keely Ringo. So you got a lot of depth. And if Darius Slay looks any type of old and any type of slower or lost a step, or we think he's going to go the James Bradbury way, his time will be up in Philadelphia. It will. And even Darius Slay said this about Vic Fangio.
More detail, like he tell you from every position what job need to be done and how you do it, and this is how you want it to look, and he go about his day. So if you don't, he look like the type of coach that if you don't do what my job needs you to do, I don't care how much you get paid, I'm benching you.
And
So
that's what you
he
need.
give me that
That's
type of
what everybody
vibe. So that's
needs.
the type of coach you want.
Yeah, it's the type of coach.
And I agree. He don't care how much money you make. He don't care where you drafted. He will bench you. And Darius Slay is too good to be benched. And Darius Slay wouldn't want to be benched. So he will possibly be traded if he don't look good at OTAs. And well, not OTAs, I'm sorry, training camp. So I believe he's under a ton of pressure to show that he got it. Because again, his first rounders breathing down his neck. Keely Ringo. We've seen how the season ended for him. Breathing down his neck. Isaiah Rodgers, entering his prime, breathing down his neck. So I believe he's under a ton of pressure to show that he still got that value. He's still Darius Slay. He can still do these things. And I believe Slay got one more good year in him. I believe he got one more good year in him. And I think we should maximize that. Don't try to get rid of him. But it's all up to training camp, how his body is, how he look in the games. Because if Darius Slay, again, show any signs of slowing down, don't look the same, See, last year he probably could get away with that because we didn't really have the guys, but this year can't get away with it. Can't simply you simply cannot get away with it. The talent is there now. Talent is there. Darius lays under a lot of pressure to remain the Eagle. We'll see how it go. But man, I'm happy I'm not the guy making the decisions because it's a tough decision. If Slay shows signs of slowing down, it's like Slay is a damn near Eagle legend. So we'll see how it work out for Slade during training camp. Again, I'm not making anything like he's going to get cut or he's going to play the bench. I'm just saying the guy is under pressure a lot. I believe he's putting in the work. All right, so let's talk about Kwon Alexander. Yes, a linebacker I haven't talked about that's on the market. We all know if you had to really look at the team as a whole, the two positions you really worried about is the safety position and you worried about the linebacker position. But Kwon Alexander is a guy I haven't talked about because I like Zach Cunningham. But Kwon Alexander is an interesting candidate. So shout out to Luke Young, Let's Go Birds. He inspired this basically the segment of this video because he put out on his IG that Kwon Alexander, can be a possibility for the Philadelphia Eagles. And he said Kwon Alexander's 29. He played for a handful of teams: Bucks, Niners, Jets, Saints, and Steelers. He was a Pro Bowler at one point. He's 29. Well, Alexander recorded 41 total tackles, 2 forced fumbles, and a sack and an interception. He will be with a younger core if he come to us, but he could be a really good veteran presence in the building, like I believe Zach Cunningham can be. So he's a guy we should look into because I still believe we need another linebacker. I do, because I'm not sure how far along the Kobe Dean is. Do we believe in Zach Bond as much? I just don't know. And it sounds like anytime I talk about Zach Bond, I'm speaking bad or ill will on his name. I'm really not. It's just that it's so unknown. I don't know. I just don't know. But Devin White, he got to show and prove. We know what he can do. Let's see if he can, get back into that form. And that's when you start getting to the like Trotter Juniors, Ben Rand Summerlin, this and that, guys that got to really develop. So I wouldn't mind bringing them in. I wouldn't mind bringing in another veteran linebacker. I wouldn't mind that at all. I wouldn't even mind trading for another, linebacker. But I see what the Eagles do. We got to see how training camp goes, and that's why the microscope is on the Kobe Dean. Because if Kobe Dean showing signs he can be the guy and he is the guy, all this talk is stopped. Because Nakobe Dean is the question mark. We know the other guys behind Nakobe Dean got to develop. Devin White is there. Zach Bond, we don't know. So the only established guy we got, and he's coming off a bad season, is Devin White. That's why we keep saying maybe we should bring in another linebacker, or a lot of people, it's 50-50 on Cooper DeJean. A lot of content creators, speak highly of Cooper DeJean. But when you speak to the fans, it's 50-50 because a lot of people are like, yo, you should have got Adrian Cooper, bro. And a lot of people like, well, Cooper DeJean is that dude. He is nice. So we'll see how it work out. We're going to watch Cooper DeJean and Adrian Cooper. A lot of people are going to compare the two. And if Cooper DeJean, don't show out or he's not the guy that we thought and Adrian Cooper is balling out, man, it's going to be some talks in Philadelphia, bro. It's going to be some talks. But I believe in Cooper DeJean, but I'm just saying, as thin as we are at linebacker, and we basically saying, yo, Nakobe Dean will get it right. Kobe Dean, man, the pressure is on to do your thing. And the leader, if he can go back to or dig into his soul and get that, not Alabama, I'm sorry, that Georgia out of him, that Georgia Bulldog out of him, I think Nakobe Dean will be fine. Just that he got to stay healthy. He gotta play big, man. I know he's a smaller, linebacker, but he gotta play big, man. You do, because if not, you go into the next draft and you might have to get a linebacker early, man. How we might have to do something we haven't done in years. Maybe you have to, probably get a linebacker early second or wherever you land in the first round. This linebacker room, man, is just so unknown. It's so unknown. But the guy that's like in question the most is Nakobe Dean. But if not, you stick with your guys who you got. I still think you should bring in a veteran. Kwon Alexander, Zach Cunningham. Those the two guys on the top of my list. Okay. Sean Stevens, yes, Sean Stevens is working. He is working, preparing for the season. He dropped a clip, and what we're going to see is a lot of our players are dropping clips of them working out because now this is the time. Training camp starts in 2 weeks. They trying to ramp up. They trying to get ready, get their bodies in shape because, as Nick Sirianni said, want to be in the best shape as possible. And Sean Stevens is a guy I like. 16 interceptions in 2 years. You know, he went to a smaller school. He could have went to a bigger school, but I think it was like personal reasons why he stuck with the smaller school. And he balled out. He balled out, and he came in for tryouts. And we know how deep we are at corner. So for him to come to tryouts, and the Eagles like, nah, we can't let him walk. We got to sign him now. He showed signs, and even during OTAs, the big names always come up, like what Saquon's doing, what Jalen Hurts is doing, AJ, Isaiah Rogers starting to, get into that realm. A lot of stuff. Sean Stevens did a lot of stuff. I think he even caught a pick during like OTAs and stuff. Like he stuck out, but the reports wasn't really on him as much because the casual fan don't really know who he is. But when you dig deep, Sean Stevens is a guy that can ball. But now you look at our, the nickel corners, you got Mattis there. Can't beat out Mattis. Ooh, I don't think so. Because Mattis is not only just a slot, he's hybrid. He could do safety as well. Tyler Hall. Tyler Hall showed like he can ball too. Cooper DeJean. See how deep you are at nickel? Like, can Sean Stevens, come in and, make the roster? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. So he got a ball out of his mind. But if not, he's definitely, I mean, definitely a guy you can have on the practice squad, really develop and really become a dog. Because man, oh man, he's fast. I think he run like a 4.31. He got the movement of a really good nickel corner. Can keep up with any receiver in the league. He plays big, even though he's a small dude. I like Sean Stevens. I do. But it's just the depth of the team. I just don't see how he can make the roster. But he's definitely a guy you got to have on the practice squad. Got to develop. And if his number ever called, or we need him, or, he really developed to be the guy, and we like, yo, that's our future nickel. Hey, it's all up to him, right? It's all up to him. So I really like Sean Stevens. I think Sean Stevens is a beast, but he is, he's on the team that got a lot of depth. So just keep balling, man. Just keep balling. Prove a lot of people wrong. Maybe you could beat out somebody. We don't know. We don't know. But hey, man, what do you think and how do you feel about the news today? Sean Stevens, again, putting in the work, doing what he had to do. Darius Slay, the pressure is on. Am I over exaggerating that? And Kawhi Alexander, man, just give him a look, probably give him a call, see how training camp's going. But this is Eagle Al, man. I'm out.